am a dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. I just everything healthy lifestyle, fun, fabulous recipes, friendship, and WW on this channel. If that is something that you're interested in or something that you relate to, and hit that subscribe button. Join our community here on YouTube. Now today is Wednesday, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. We have a lot of new subscribers, so this is a video I've done before, but some videos need to be repeated because I think we need to hear them again. And I say that a lot because I feel like sometimes I repeat myself, but I think it's important because these are key factors in a weight loss journey. Yeah, it's already starting. I've been here 30 seconds. So today is all about carbs. Why? Because we're in the month of August. This is my month. This is one of my favorite months of the year. Why? Because it's my birth month. Yes. I just love the month of August. I love the name. I don't know what it is. I guess it's your birthday month. It's kind of like it's summer. You're a kid. So August is like my favorite time of year. So each month we have dedicated to a different nutrient. We had fiber, we had protein, and now we are having carbohydrates. And I want you to love carbohydrates. I don't want you to fear carbohydrates. A lot of us fear them because, oh my gosh, I'm having too many carbs. I need low carb, because you hear low carb and all this, you hear keto and all that stuff. Carbs are essential. We need to have them. It's just we need to have certain ones more than others. So I hope this video helps you. And these are just to give you ideas. I want to tweak an interest in you. When you sit there and you hear a few things I'm going to talk about, that it gives you something to go research. Go hit Google. Go hit any of the sites that you normally visit and type in the word carbohydrates and see what you find. Or talk to your doctor. Always, it's a great resource to talk to your physician because your physician knows you best. I don't know you. I don't know your health history. I just am here to give you guides. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not telling you not to do this. I'm just here to give you ideas and spark an interest in something. And it may touch you, it may not. It might have anything to do with you. But on the off shot that it does, that's what it's here for. Alrighty, got my laptop. All right, carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are found in a wide array of both healthy and unhealthy foods. Breads, beans, milk, popcorn, potatoes, cookies, spaghetti, soft drinks, corn, and cherry pie. I like that you put cherry pie in there. They also come in a variety of forms. Most common abundant forms are starch, fibers, and sugars. See, there's where lies the problem with a lot of us. Some of the way their process turns into sugar. Yeah, that's sad, but true. You know, they do. When you're processing them in your body, they turn into a sugar, which for some of us is not a good thing. Now, I've taken a couple nutrition classes. I am not an expert. I am not here to say that I am, but I've learned a lot, and it's always fun to take a class. There are so many online ones you can take that are really inexpensive or even free. The one I took was a big thing about saying your plate. Your plate should be 50% fruits and vegetables, 25% lean protein, and 25% grains. I didn't realize that many fruits and vegetables were important, but they are. So let's get into carbohydrates. Quality matters. I got the dog here, so we're going to see how long he lasts out here. What is most important is the type of carbohydrates you choose to eat because some sources are healthier than others. The amount of carbohydrates in the diet, high or low, is less important than the type of carbohydrates in the diet. For example, a healthy whole grain such as whole wheat bread, rye, barley, quinoa are better choices than highly refined white bread or French fries. Now, what I did learn is, which is funny because in the last week I changed my 0-point food list. I took away potatoes. I just took them away. I thought, you know what? Only of that screen that I have is oats. And I'm reading a lot, and a lot of things are about potatoes, which I didn't really think they were that. I figured, it's a natural growing on the ground. How bad could it be? Well, apparently I guess it is. But again, if they don't bother you, then ignore what I just said. Many people are confused about carbohydrates, but keep in mind that it's most important to eat carbohydrates from healthy foods than follow a strict diet, limiting or counting the number of grams of carbohydrates consumed. So in a nutshell, they're saying if you choose better carbs, you don't really have to worry about the carb amount. Makes sense. And the fact that beans are up there is absolutely what I've been trying to incorporate. That is a 0-point food still of mine because I definitely think more beans or what I'm trying to gear myself towards. Not plant-based completely, but really, really trying to focus on eating more beans. I read that. Foods high in carbohydrates are an important part of a healthy diet. Carbohydrates provide the body with glucose, which is converted into energy used to support bodily functions and physical activity. If you're very active, you need carbs. That's how you get the motivation and the energy to do that. If you didn't have carbs, you wouldn't be able to work out. You'd be too tired. But carbohydrate quality is important. Some types of carbohydrates, rich foods, are better than others. The healthiest source of carbohydrates, unprocessed or minimally processed whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and beans, promote good health by delivering vitamins, minerals, fiber, and a host of important psychonutrients. Or psychotronic nutrients. That word, that's a $3 word, so you know me. The unhealthier source of carbohydrates include white bread, pastries, sodas, and other highly processed or refined foods. These items contain easily digested carbohydrates that may contribute to weight gain, interfere with weight loss, and promote diabetes and heart disease. Now again, they're not saying not to have them. They're just saying have less of those. So like I always say, you can't sit there and say, I'm not going to have that. You just have to have more of the healthier and less of the unhealthier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, save the unhealthier for maybe once a week. You know, you can't sit there and totally say, no, I'm never going to have a pastry again. That would be I would be struck down if I said that, because I know that's not going to happen. But not having them every day is a thing you can work on. Here it is. The Healthy Eating Plate recommends filling most of your plate with healthy carbohydrates with vegetables, except potatoes. They said, I read this a lot. And fruits taking up about half of your plate. Whole grains filling up about 1/4, and lean protein the other 1/4. Try these tips for adding carbohydrates into your diet. Start the day with a whole grain, which, if you know me, most times I do. Try a hot cereal like steel cut or old-fashioned oats, or cold cereals that list a whole grain first on the ingredient list and is low in sugar. We all know the cereals don't fill us, so I would say leave that for the top of your granola. It's just a good rule of thumb. Choose a cereal that has at least 4 grams of fiber and less than 8 grams of sugar per serving. Yeah, like I would think Cheerios is probably a good choice. Use whole grain breads for lunch or snacks. Confused about how to find whole grain bread? Look for the bread that lists as the first ingredient whole wheat, whole rye, or some other whole grain. And even better, one that is made with only whole grains, such as 100% whole wheat bread. Well, that is why you know that I've not really used the 647 that much anymore. I still use it for French toast because it makes fabulous French toast. But if I'm going to have avocado toast, I'm going to go for like a Dave's Killer bread. And I get really reamed out. Why am I paying 2 to 3 points per slice of bread? I'm choosing to do that because of the benefits of that bread. You don't have to do that. Again, I'm not here to sit there and tell you to go out and get Dave's Killer bread. I'm just telling you why I do it. And I get asked that a lot. One of the questions I get, why do you choose that high point bread? You can get 647. You can get Aunt Millie's. I know that. I've been doing this since 2016. I know all about the 1 point breads. I just choose a better quality of bread. And I just enjoy it. And I'm willing to pay the points. I feel like that's why we get daily points. To have a bread like that and not feel bad about it because, oh my God, I had 3 points. And that's why you earn vegetable points, because if you see, oh my God, I spent 3 points on a piece of bread. But if I have a mixed salad with that bread, then I've just negated that bread. So you have to, weigh the things. And I definitely feel like a whole grain Dave's Killer bread, Seed-tastic bread is worth it. In my opinion, the Ezekiel bread, they're all worth it to me. I don't mind paying the points for it. If I get asked that a lot. Also, look beyond the bread aisle. Whole wheat bread is often made with finely ground flour, and bread products are often high in sodium. Instead of bread, try a whole grain salad. It's a form of quinoa. Oh my gosh, yes. You need to go to I'm looking into the Mediterranean diet, not to convert to the Mediterranean diet, but to involve those foods in my plan. That's why I got that book, because I love the idea of what those foods are Am I going to be Mediterranean? I can't. Nothing's off the plate for me, so I can't sit there and say I'm this, or this. I like to incorporate more Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? More whole grains. Have a little bit of everything that makes you a holistic approach to weight loss. You can't sit there and just negate everything, because that's not how life works. I'm going to sit here and tell you, you can sit here and have the best intentions, but we're talking about, again, I look down the line. 6 years down the line, am I going to be able to do this? Yeah, because I'm having everything is on the menu. But we have to limit it. So you have to have that good balance. All right, this is another thing I thought was interesting. Well, no, pass on the potatoes instead bring the beans. I didn't realize potatoes were that bad. I'm going to sit here and be honest. I know they were starch. I thought because they grew in the ground, it was one of the things you should choose. Apparently not. Rather than fill up on potatoes, which have been found to promote weight gain, choose beans for an excellent source of solely digestible carbohydrates. Beans and other legumes, such as chickpeas, also provide a healthy dose of protein. So yeah, potatoes are out. I'm not saying I'm not going to have them, but they're not a 0-point food. So when I have potatoes, I'm going to count them. So there's the difference. When you count something, you're not going to have as much or have it as often. So that's why potatoes went to a pointed food for me. And that was before I did all this research, because I just kind of felt like I needed to change. And I thought, maybe it's potatoes. And potatoes aren't the reason, but I think it's just not the best choice for me at this point of my life. Choose a whole fruit instead of juice. An orange has 2 times as much fiber as a half, and half as much as sugar as a 12-ounce glass of orange juice. So if you're choosing to have, well, this is freshly squeezed, they want you to eat the orange. It's the fibers in that give you all the carbohydrates and all the good fibers in the membranes of the orange. So yeah, that's why they would say that. But that is that article. And then we have a couple of things over here. This is a little article from the American Diabetes Association, because let's face it, carbs and diabetes go hand in hand. You have to have a lower carb. I never say low, I say lower carb, because nobody expects you to have 25 carbs a day. They don't. But can you have like 75 to 100? Yeah, you can. And that's still doable in life. I don't feel like doing a keto style diet is something, for me at least, is maintainable in the long run, because I'm not looking to lose these 10 pounds. I'm looking to keep these 10 pounds off. So there's the difference. I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm looking for something that when I do it, I can continue to do it down the line. It's about maintaining. It's not about losing. And you have to remember that in your weight loss journey. But you learn that later on. Right now you're into this, I just need to get this weight off. But get that. And this is a little bit, might be repeating myself. There are 3 different types of carbohydrate foods. There are starches, sugars, and fiber. You also hear the term naturally occurring sugar, like added sugar, low-calorie sweeteners, sugars, alcohols, reduced-calorie sweeteners, processed grains, enriched grains, complex carbohydrates, sweets, refined grains, and whole grains. No wonder knowing what kind of carbohydrate to eat can be confusing. On the nutrition label, the term total carbohydrates includes all 3 types of carbohydrates. This is a number you should pay attention to if you're carb counting. Starches. Foods high in starch include starchy vegetables like peas, corn, lima beans, and potatoes. Dried beans, lentils, and peas such as pintos, kidneys, black-eyed peas, and split peas. Grains like oats, barley, and rice. The majority of grain produced in the U.S. is made from wheat flour. These include pastas, breads, crackers, but the variety are expanding to include whole grains as well. You absolutely go to the cracker aisle and find a seed cracker. I think, what was it, Mary Gone Crackers. I think she makes seed crackers. Oh my gosh, they're so good. This is different. And I find like when you add like a different type of cracker, like the ACMAC that I eat, there's so many good ones out there you can find. It's just bring a little bit of variety in your life, because you're never going to give it up completely. But we just have to find better ways to get it in. Grain groups can be broken down even further into whole grains and refined grains. A grain contains 3 parts: bran, germ, and endosperm. The bran is the outer hard shell of the grain. It is part of the grain that provides the most fiber and most B vitamins and minerals. The germ is the next layer and is packed with nutrients including essential fatty acids and vitamin E. The endosperm is the soft part in the center of the grain. It contains the starch. Whole grain means the entire grain kernel is in the food. So that's interesting. If you eat a whole grain food, it contains bran, germ, brand German endosperm. So you get all 3 nutrients that whole grain has to offer. If you eat the refined grade food, it only contains the endosperm or the starchy part. So you miss out on the lots of vitamins and minerals. Because a whole grain contains the entire grain, there are much more nutrients than refined grains, which I think we kind of know that. But it's always good to remind ourselves, and that's, like I said, again, why I choose the whole grain breads. Sugar is another type of carbohydrate. It may also hear sugar refined as simple or fast-acting carbohydrates. There are 2 main types of sugar: naturally occurring sugars, as those in milk or fruit; added sugars, such as those added during the process, such as fruits, canned and heavy syrup, sugar added to make a cookie. We always see that. Now labels are actually putting sugars and added sugars in things. And I think with Weight Watchers, they're taking into account the natural sugar occurring in food because it's natural. So it's a better choice than something. So things that have added sugars are a little bit higher in points than things that just have natural sugar in it. There are many different types of sugars. Examples of common names are table sugar, brown sugar, molasses, honey, beet sugar, cane sugar, confectioner sugar, powdered sugar, raw sugar, turbinado sugar, maple syrup, high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar, and sugar cane syrup. You may also see sugars listed by chemicals named sucralose. Fruit sugar is also known as fructose, and the sugar milk is called lactose. You could also recognize other sugar labels because their chemicals names also ended ose. For example, glucose, dextrose, fructose, lactose, and maltose. It's interesting. If you're looking for information about artificial sweeteners, read the sugar substitute section of this page. All right. Why'd I read that? I don't know. Fiber comes from plant foods, so there's no fiber in animal products such as milk, eggs, meat, poultry, and fish. Fiber is indigestible part of the plant food, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes. When you consume dietary fiber, most of it passes through your intestines and is not digested. Interesting, isn't that? For a good health, adults need to try to eat 25 to 30 grams of fiber each day. Most Americans do not consume nearly enough fiber in their diet. So while it is wise to aim for this goal and increase the fiber in your diet, it can be beneficial. So yeah, we talked about fiber last month, and I will link that video up there if you're new here. That's good. Yeah, we want to talk about additional health benefits of diet high in fiber, such as reduction of cholesterol levels, have been suggested by some, may also be an additional benefit. And we all talked about the fiber last month, so I will definitely link that video. But yeah, that's why I was featured in Woman's, not that I'm beating a dead horse, but why I was featured in this magazine was about beans. And the issue was about the carb that burns fast. You're not gonna lose 10 pounds. That I think was a bit of a faux pas for them to put that there, but you definitely will burn faster, and I think you will have better numbers on the scale if you include some of these things we talked about carb-wise, like the better carbs. Like I said, I didn't know that much about potatoes, and I'm interested and going like, I'm kind of glad I took them off my 0-point list. I'm going to eat them, yes, but I'm going to be able to count them. So like I said, you're more apt to have things in better control when you're accountable for it. So I am going to be accountable for my potatoes. My 0-point foods are chicken, turkey, non-fat Greek yogurt, eggs, beans, and fish. I put fish back on the menu because, I don't know, I just did. It's summer. I'm probably gonna have a lot more fish. Or I'm trying to eat more fish. And I'm trying to eat more Mediterranean, which is more beans, legumes, and whole grains. There's so many interesting salads made with farro, made with quinoa, made with amaranth, made with speck. I mean, there's just, so I was doing the research, so I'm excited to try a couple different things in there. But I can't sit there and say, oh, I'm gonna go totally Mediterranean. I'm not gonna go totally anything. I just like to have a little bit of everything, Everything is on the menu here, and that's how it has to be because it's a lifestyle. It is. You can't sit there and say, I'm not gonna have that, I don't eat that, I won't. No, because in reality, you're going to have it someday. You are. You can't sit there and knock something out of your life. You can't. You definitely can keep it under control and keep it under tow. That's what I try to do here. So that's it. Welcome to Fiber Month. Like I said, this is just a little tutorial. I hope it sparked an interest. Maybe you can do some research. How much, did I say fiber? Carbohydrate month. It's early for me. So yeah, so do some research on carbs. Don't be going under 50 grams of carbs. I will tell you that. I've done a lot of research with that, and that's a bit, unless your doctor's telling you to do that. Though I had a girl, I think it was Karen. is it Karen? So it's a lady, and her doctor said she can't have more than 20 or 25 carbs a day. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. I don't know. That's keto. And keto is not something you, in my opinion, that I can maintain. So I'm not sure about if you can maintain it. But it's your life, and you do what you need to do, boo. That's why I always say, I'm only here to give you information. You're here to take it and run with it and make it your own. Because that's what you do. That is your lifestyle. That is your journey. I'm just here to sit there and share mine. And maybe something sparks you, and that's what makes you deep delve further. If you do that, then this video was successful. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't enjoy it, that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to like everything. But if you did enjoy it, let me know why. And if you have a problem, let me know. Comment. Give me I could take it. I could take the good and the bad. I will. So leave me a comment below what you thought. If you didn't like it, let me know that as well too, because I'm always apt to hear it. So we will dish another day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Carbs are not bad. They're not. Have a great day.